Oh, good. Alright, cool. Alright, Tiny, what's up?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
What's up, man? Alright,
Yeah.
tell us about the history of Fingertut, like how it all started, the whole finger dancing thing,
Okay.
how it all began.
So basically, we're gonna talk about the history of fingertutting. The beginning. So we're gonna go. The beginning is of course old school. The poppers, they were doing finger waves, and that's like 80s, maybe late 70s. Also, you could see mimes doing finger waves, like the bird, blah blah blah, the finger wave, Marcel, you see him doing that shit. The bird, he had like a few of them. He had like the mask, like all that, like the mask. So that's the miming. That's the miming, late 60s, like 70s. Also like popping. They were doing like finger waves. A little bit of this, like these. These, like a few rolls, nothing crazy, but they were like, some of them, they're pretty good with it, but they're not like like us on the East Coast. Anyway, after a while, after 80s, we're going into after the 80s, the popping died out. So then the rave scene came through. After the 80s, the 90s, it became like the rave scenes took over everything, East Coast and West Coast, The pretty much the whole hip hop kind of died out, went underground, and the rave scene kind of took over everything at one point, but it was still underground. Like if you go on TV and look, nobody knew what the fuck a rave is. Rave, techno, trance, jungle, they didn't know nothing. Like only in Europe, But America, they were like still in rock and roll. In the 90s, the MTV was still showing rock and roll type of stuff. Because they try so hard to keep the rave scene out of the mainstream, because it was taking over everything, So anyway, the rave scene, we got into the rave scene. Some of us were like poppers, and we got into the rave scene. And in the rave scene, this dance kind of was like a mashup of they call it like a candy walk, or like stomping, with this move called liquid, So the liquid wasn't like now everybody was just like sitting in one spot and doing like this. Liquid back in the days was like kind of like a dance, And it was like, because they used to dance to like techno, so you had like a lot of footwork, and you stomp, pa 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 pa, or figure eights. We had a lot of figure eights. Also, you use like the glow sticks. You do glow sticks back in the days, and the light show came out of the glow sticks. Like you see a lot of the guys doing gloving and do light show. That light show came from the glow sticks.
All right.
I'm probably one of the pioneers. I am one of the pioneers of glow sticks and like doing a light show in front of somebody's face. I used to have line of people, back in the days. Even now I could do that shit, but anyway, I'm one of the pioneers of the light show, where you go in a guy's face and you do shit, you put them in a trance, you take them out, put them back in the trance. Their face go like, most of them rolling and shit. Anyway, but so after that, from liquid, we got into like this thing called digits. So there was a guy in the club Tunnel. His name is Mario, Italian guy, that came out with the first digits, and he called it digits, and it was like simple shit, and like one by one, and like rolls. They were doing rolls back in the days, but not like this type of shit. And then like from like rolls and adding liquid with it, we start coming out with a different type of. It wasn't different, but it's interrelated with the old school. But we were dancing to like this type of music, like it's like fast, and So anyway, this guy Mario came out with the style. This guy Cold Red and a few of the guys that were there, they got into it, and Cold Red took that style and changed it up and made it even better and better. And then like influenced like him and the whole LPC influenced pretty much everybody else.
What's
you know?
LPC?
LPC is like Liquid Pop Collective, that crew, you know, of ravers. They were ravers, you know, that were poppers too at the same time. Because most of the LPC, they all pop. They could pop, like, you know, you don't need. They don't need to do liquid. They just could pop. All of them, they're really good poppers on the East Coast. So, but at that time also, there was like many different liquid dance crews. My crew was Liquid Lights crew. And then I changed from Liquid Lights crew to Vibe Elements. Anyway, so back to the digits and all that. So Cold Red came out with digits. The LPC made a video about liquid and digits, and it was ultra professional back then. Even now, it's like it looks really dope. The guy that designed the video was like a real like smart dude, like, you know, very good with like videography and all that. So anyway, after he made this video, digits blew up on the scene. Everybody like, what the fuck is digits? You know, it was like so many fights on the internet, on Wiggle's website and Reflective's website. That was Reflective is more like for the ravers, because we start having like websites. So, you know, after a while, you know, everybody finally kind of like took the digits in and liquid became like another style outside of the old school, like popping and, you know, hip hop, breaking, all that. So anyway, liquid and digits became a style, and you know, again, now from the old school digits became like digital liquid, where like liquid you do basic liquid, but then we added digits where you kind of like doing like a liquid and digits connected, you know. That's why like when I do some of my boxes, that I could connect all my boxes because I'm doing digital liquid, you know. But to me, it looks like liquid. It's like a piece that I could like break down and put it together. But a lot of people don't understand that I'm doing basic digital liquid with digits, so I could connect any type of digits. Like let's say you do this, I could connect that to, see that? And also I'm using figure 8, you know, like figure 8 is basically all this old school shit, but I'm connecting like every like part of my digits into this type of like figure 8 with digits, you know. So that's called digital liquid, and you could do this with the old school with the old school liquid dance, pa pa pa. Or you could add it into popping, pa, pa, ta, 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 pa. Or like add Cobra in it. So also like, see, like I could do digits with Cobra, you know? And that's like a advanced style for like in the future, you know. A lot of the cats that doing digits or liquid or finger tutting, they don't know how to dance with their whole body, but eventually they're gonna get like understand it. Because like all this, like all the digits connect into so many different variations, and you know, everything makes sense. And then you could do even floor work. It's crazy, like power, like with finger, like you could balance yourself on 2-3 fingers and come back up. It's crazy, you know. That's for future. But anyway, so digital liquid, like liquid digits, then digital liquid. After that, after the digital liquid, we got into finger tutting. So basically, it was like one guy from, there's two guys, like Shifter Shape. Well, Dr. Strange and Shifter Shapes. Dr. Strange came out with these boxes. Like for that time, it was like, you know, crazy. You know, this box, and he could like bring it up, you know. And then he also did the triangles, and for that time, I was like, oh shit, that was a new style, you know. And a lot of people got into, especially on East Coast, we was fighting between each other, like who's gonna come out with the new shit. So me, I was against the LPC at one point. Like LPC and my crew, Vibe Elements, we used to always trying to battle each other. Off. After a while, we became friends, and then eventually we became like same crew. And then we used to dance together at Limelight, but we battled so many times, you know. Anyway, so we always trying to come out with new shit. So this guy came out with the first boxes, and then at one point everybody got into these boxes, and I think the people on West Coast gave this name Fingertutting. Like this, I never understand how you fingertut with your fingers, but they call it Fingertutting, and you know, I didn't really like that name. I was calling it finger boxing, like finger boxes or miniature boxes, whatever. But anyway, so you know, they came out with that name, so that blew up everywhere. And a lot of people, even in West Coast, when they seen it first time, everybody copy it. Because if you see at the beginning, you'll eventually come out with all kinds of, there's like thousands of combinations, millions of combinations that you could come out with. So a lot of people saw it, and especially in West Coast, they went up on it. So Fingertutting came out, you know, it was Dr. Strange, Shifter Shapes, me. We came out with the first boxes. I came out with the walking boxes, you know, which everybody does. And then I figured out how, like, from the walking boxes, there's this boom, 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 boom. You basically could see, it looks like a, when you do it, it looks like a grid. So I came out with the idea of grid. I called it kind of, what the fuck I called it, framework. You know, like when you build something, a wall or something, you have a framework or you write it down. So I call it framework. Shifter Shapes. My friend, we used to, like, me and him, we used to always come together in this hip hop joints, and we always come out with the new shit. And yo, you check this out. You know, we like share in the lab while everybody's doing boogaloo for the rest of their lives. But we were like, we already knew that shit's gonna be like fucking future. We knew like 10 years ago, and you know, before all this new cast that came into the dancing. Anyway, so he came out with the name Grid, and that kind of picked up everywhere. So a lot of the cats use that Grid, but I call it Frame. Don't matter, you know, name's a name. So also like Shifted Shades came out with the fixed line, and some type of like fixed points, and also like he cleaned up a lot of the foundation.
Can you demonstrate like this?
I think like him, he had like a fixed line. He learned like something like that, or he also like came out with this, boom, boom, and he has some of these like he cleaned some of my stuff, because in the beginning like my fingers were not that, like I was so used to like finger rolls, I couldn't like hold a box. To the way I start like having like a clean box, I used to like press here and press really hard. Sometimes like you could use it when you pop. You could like pop like pop like this, right? You could go pa pa, so you pa 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 pa. So that's how you can actually pop, because a lot of people don't pop when they finger touch. Pa pa, boom 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 boom. Anyway, so yeah, Shifted Shapes came out with the you know, a lot of good ideas, and he kind of shut off his channels. But if you go back to his videos, you'll see like he was a very advanced. Even to this day, he's still advanced. Yeah, he's you know, he kind of took combinations for everybody and put them together in a very clean way, you know. And to this day, I still talk to him and, you know, exchange ideas. That's one guy, if you want to talk to about like your whatever you're doing, he could like tell you, yo, do this, do that, change that. So he could help you get better and stuff like that. Also, like Dr. Strange is like, you know, he pretty much is like the beginning to me, the beginning of Fingertutting. He came out with his first boxes that were so ahead of their time, and you know, and everybody built on that. Like I built, like from this that he does, I built a style of, I used to call it checkerboards, like boom, 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 or like I could switch from here, boom. It was back then. It was ahead of the time. Right now is, you know, whatever, but also like you could use it for like, you know, popping, whatever, you know, like a lot of this stuff, it's yeah, still ahead of its time, you know, because a lot of people they barely can even like dance with their fingers. I'm not even talking about the rest of the body. You know, like a lot of dudes just do leg work, which is like that boogaloo thing, only leg work, and the hands are just there for like angles or whatever. But they don't even understand that the fingers once you get to the nitty gritty, this type of stuff that you could use your fingers and like stop on different type of positions and change the position. It's like so like basically it's digital. Like it's very very intricate. Anyway, so back to finger tutting. So now in finger tutting you have, of course the boxes, clean boxes, and you have to dance with the whole body. A lot of guys don't know how to dance the whole body. And some of them, they might do like a few moves here and they dance with their whole body and then go back to this and they stop, their leg just stay. A lot of them dance with this like crouching tiger, hidden dragon thing. They stay in the karate. Anyway, so a lot of guys don't know how to dance. They don't understand the old school like tutting angles, which is so important just for you to dance. Like you was talking about strutting, like those type of like dancing, you better have them right now. As a new school, it's so like important to have those, because that could make you dance and move around and change positions, and then add whatever you have, your new style. You could add it into that, and you have to know it. You have to know all that, because it's like it's good knowledge, so you can never get away from that. That's like something set in stone, so yeah. So finger tutting boxes, and then from boxes we went to like digital characters, which is my shit. Like I started doing like characters. I was looking at like in ninjutsu, like they have the ninjutsu thing. They call it mudras, and they use it for like meditation, and from there I start like adding all kinds of like like boxes or something like that, and not just boxes. It looked like like to me it would look like characters, like from Chinese characters that you could like. It's kind of like a language of like ancient type of like words, like you have the yin and yang, of course, you have the Mayan yin and yang, right? And all these, they change into like different type of characters, and it's basically like a language, and it's kind of like a digital language that I think back in the ancient time we used to like have, but now we slowly come back to reality and understand it, because this dance is actually like it's like a language of your soul to soul. You talk to so basically all these like movements that we do, it's like it just adds to what we say and how we express, so anyway, so yeah, digital characters, so from that a lot of people took it to other levels, and everybody came out with their own versions of it, and from digital characters. So after that, I got into a face mask, So I used to call it face mask because you basically make a mask. It's a mask. When you put your fingers on your face, you make a mask. There's no face tutting, How are you gonna face tut with your face? It's a mask that you put it on. It's a digital mask, digits and mask. Mask is like, when you put something on your face, you're like, you're a mask. You have a mask, you got a mask. So, like I say, a lot of people got on the West Coast got like famous because of the finger tutting, and some of us on the East Coast never like, nobody even like look at us, but some people, they did the movies, they did this, and just take from us all kinds of shit, so but never like, yo, that's my boy, he influenced me, or like I get people on the messenger, yo, man, you influence, man, respect, blah, blah. But they're never gonna say on Facebook, like on real, like, yo, I got influenced by this guy, They kind of scared to give the props. But I don't care, whatever. But again, face masks. So I got the idea from Predator. You know, that's why, you know, you see me in that battle with Fingertut, I wear the Predator mask.
Yeah.
Because that's where I got influence for that face studying. Because there's a part in Predator, you when you see the movie, when Arnold beat the motherfucker, right? And he opens the fucking the mask. He takes the mask off, and you see Predator face, and there's like this like crab-looking motherfucker, and his things come out like this, some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
And then like Arnold said, "You ugly motherfucker, pa!" But yeah, that's why I got influence from that, and also like Darth Vader. Darth Vader has this like
Sure.
this triangle right on the right here. So that's why I got that, you know, from that, and then you have these, open these, you know. I already, you know, I figured out all this, like, oh, I could make a mask. So I was so ahead of the time back then. And one time I'm in the fucking Rave, and you know, I do the regular, you know, for the kids, you know, regular blah 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 glow stick show with the lights, and they love it. And I was dancing for some raver girl. She was with her boyfriend, chilling, and I said, you know what, let me do that face mask to her. So I did, you know, like I said, I put him in the trance, I bring him back, I put him back, and then when I show the face mask, I did, and man, she got scared. And she grabbed her boyfriend, and they both ran out of the club. And I was like, oh, stop. So, and my boy Hypno is like, he started laughing like, oh, what you did to her, man, motherfucker? I was like, yo, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was that ugly. But, you know, it was too ahead of the time, and it looked so crazy, you know, like, and, you know, it took time for people to understand what the hell it is, you know. It's like basically like you morph your face in all these type of characters, and you know, people, you know, they never see, like, there's some Chinese, like the old school Chinese, when they have this thing, there's a mask, they have like 5-6 masks, and they go like this, and the mask disappear, and then another mask come in. So anyway, it's again, that was ahead of its time too. And then, you know, pick up on the internet, everybody, oh my God, A lot of people try, oh, I invented it first. Nah. But again, you know, that was ahead of its time too, you know. So face mask, I came out with that too. And then, you know, I was like one of the guys that tried to bring it back to East Coast, you know, because Fingertutting is like a East Coast thing, you know. And we have different chapters, from digits to digital liquid to Fingertutting, you know, finger boxes, characters, digital face mask. You know, we have all that, fixed lines, you know, shifted shapes. So we have so many things that everybody in the world copy, you know. So, I mean, anyway, I'm glad you're making this interview, you know, but so people have to know, because nobody broke it down like from top to bottom. I went to the West Coast. We need like 2 cameras already to just film this shit, you know. It was like the fucking camera went off. But yeah, you know, it's from old school to new school to you know, old school again, you know. And at this point, like a lot of like the Fingertutting got into like popping or like turfing, and then even flexing, you know. So that Fingertutting influenced a lot of people, you know, on so many different levels, you know. So now a lot of people are using it. Also gloving, you know. A lot of glovers just do Fingertutting with their gloves now. It's just like, which is cool, you know. I mad respect. There's a lot of real dope glovers. I like it. I keep a tab on everybody, you know. I watch everybody, you know. I like gloving too, but you know, those gloves are kind of expensive for me. But you know, cool. It's cool. I like it too. Maybe in the summer we could do some glove battles or whatever. But yeah, gloving is dope. But that influence, Fingertutting influenced gloving, turfing, flexing, popping, of course, rave. So it's like, you know, but again, all that Fingertutting came from digits. You know, so digits was like the beginning. So if as a dancer, you should learn digits too. You should learn digits in the whole history. And then you'll eventually see you get better. Because, you know, like, also like the way I got better by studying everything and going back to like, you know, like you say, strutting. Like I studied the
Basic
strutting, you know, the Bay Area, the you know, I studied the EBs, and you know, I have big fights with them, but I still study them, and I learn what they created, what they didn't create it. So you gotta study everything. So that's how you're gonna get really, really good, you know. And like you doing interviews like that and putting that information out, that's good, you know, because a lot of people want to learn the truth, you know. So if you learn the truth, there's no way coming back.
Yeah. That was
Corona is not gonna get you.
That was a really good breakdown of everything.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
you know. Thank you.
I think if we have a few more minutes.
Yeah.
So right now the Fingertut is blowing up because of the internet, and it's just crazy. Like in India, for example, there are so many new Fingertutters,
yeah.
lovers.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So, what do you think about the future of Fingertut and all that? Where is it going?
Oh, okay. Wow.
Like you said, like the up to the face masks, right? And
Yeah.
what do you think, like the future, where it can go?
Yeah,
next?
the future, of course. Like I said, the future will be like, you seen that the Bruce Lee doing 2 finger push-ups. Also 1 finger, like 2 fingers like this. He does the 2 fingers. That's like you could do like breaking with fingers, you know.
Yeah.
Or like floor work would be like the next level, where you take the finger tutting to the floor, and or like liquid to the floor, like you know, you start like slithering like a snake on the floor, all kinds of shit. Like that's like the future. And again, further than that will be like, you know, when like I used to do this shit back in the days. And I used to bug out people. Like one time I had like one guy run away from the fucking another thing. So I used to do like concentrate and go like this, and I have somebody with a hand in the front, and I make like my fingers. I concentrate so my energy goes through one finger to another, and I have him sit with a hand forward, and I'll make him feel my energy, how it like connects, and that I think that would be the future, where when you do a dance and the way you move, you actually like make somebody feel your energy, you know.
Yeah.
That'll be like future. And you know, it's ahead of AI and all kinds of shit. It's like when you make somebody like I could touch somebody through the camera and make them fucking feel this energy. You know, like in Star Wars, like crazy shit like that, you know. That's definitely the future. And it's like you heal somebody with your dance, and you make them feel good. You give them like a nice vibe, and they feel real good. That's an energy, you know. That's a nice, cool, and of course you could use it for evil too. But I'm saying like that would be the future, you know, where like the way you move and your fingers, and it becomes like a language of expression, and people like, because I see language sometimes doesn't explain how you feel. So dancing and fingers and the way you talk, it's kind of like adds to that language and the pieces that are missing from that, like characters. Like a character has so many different meanings. Like there's some languages like Hebrew language, Chinese. One character has 10 different meanings. So when you put them together, has so many different meanings, and there's so many, you know, expressions that you have of that one word, you know. So it's like that's where we're going with this dance. We're gonna be like, when eventually when you get older and you watch that dance has so many different meanings that you never knew about, you know, and you would like, oh shit, wow, that's like, you know, I never seen that part, you know. So it's like it opens up more expression for everybody, you know. That's what I think. So
For every dancer, yeah.
Fingertutting, even dance in general, you know, it's changing, and fingers are like one thing that people don't use too much, and we are in a digital age, so basically that's gonna be the future, you know. So, you know, consider yourself the future.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool, you know. It's like, it's, you know, it's something that's gonna help, you know, like people to eventually, you know, like express how they really feel inside. Because, you know, like sometimes when you fight with somebody and you say the wrong word, but you didn't want to mean that, It's like, that's what I'm saying, like the language doesn't express how we feel. So dance is like a very important. It's sad in America they don't even like help the dance to grow up so much. They don't even like promote it, but dance is like it's a tool of expression that could be used with so many people, especially young kids. They should have dance in every high school, and sadly they don't. I teach in Brooklyn for 1 year kids, and they loved it, but the thing is like they don't really trying to promote dance at all here in America. Sadly to say that, in Europe is 10 times better. Yeah. So, but again, it's important. This language has to be expressed to the people.
Well, let's wrap it up.
Peace out.
The one and only Tiny Love.
Nah.
March
That's him.
2020.
Not me. God bless. Take care. All right? Stay dancing, motherfuckers.